Howdy folks, welcome to the 3D Sapiens Road Show. Your host Dan Davis here. As you can see, the weather's kind of closing in. So I thought I would shoot a little video before it starts raining. Hopefully it won't, but you never know. I'm almost done clearing up the campsite. I keep finding things to do, but I'm really almost done clearing up. So right now what I wanted to talk to you guys about is rocks. So this show's gonna rocks, boulders and whatnot. So let me start giving you kind of a little tour here. Now this is not just for aesthetics, although even with the nomadic lifestyle kind of idea, you want wherever you're going to look nice. So, you know, build a proper fire pit. And by the way, that's roughly triangular, like a pyramid kind of thing, although it tends to flatten out a bit. But two big ones on the bottom, a big one on top, and then kind of fill it in. But these rocks that you see here, they weren't all, well, actually very few of them were like brought in. Most of them were collected as I was clearing up the trails and whatnot. So what are you going to do with them? Make a big pile? What? I don't know. So I thought, you know, what the heck. That way it kind of delineates space to stay out of, so people walking by, animals, because I've seen all kinds of critter prints on these trails, so the critters stay on the trails too. So the rocks get the stuff out of the way for you. Gives you something to do with it. And again, aesthetic somewhat, so decoration. So some of these obviously were brought in. But generally from not too far, because just like I said, clearing up or walking around, picking up stuff, you bump into rocks and you don't want to trip on them or whatever, so you pull them out and get them out of the way. The other thing is it helps delineate, like over here where I don't have so many. I don't have a whole rock boundary because I don't want it that cleared out here. I just want it somewhat delineated so you can see where the trail goes. You know, between the logs and the few rocks here and there, you can kind of see where the trail goes. And at critical junctions like here where these little saplings are, see, I'm trying not to take out anything live. I pull out anything dead, that's fine, because anything blocking the view will block light and so on. Like right now, I don't know how well you can tell on the video, but since I've pretty much done clear down over here, you can see really well. And even at night, all it takes is 3 or 4 little lanterns and I can light up this whole area here. And I'll probably do that next weekend because we're going to have some moon too. So, but anyway, I've been working the whole weekend pretty much just trying to get this done as much as possible. So anyway, so the rocks, they help protect these little saplings. Like I said, I try not to pull out anything dead. I mean anything live. I pull out the dead stuff, not the live stuff. So sometimes I kind of put them there to protect saplings, like this little guy right here. Because he's right by the trail, and I didn't want him getting squashed. Luckily, they are pretty resilient, though. I've stepped on them accidentally, and then, well, I mean, sometimes you kind of have to, and rolling logs like that and whatnot. But like that log was right down here, and I rolled that up there like that this morning or sometime today. And in the process, I squashed those little saplings, but you can see they just bounce right up. So they're used to being covered with stuff and snow and all the stuff falling from the trees. So, but anyway, back to the rocks. So over here where I don't want it quite as landscaped as over by the fire pit, I just put the odd rock here and there to trying to help delineate where the trail goes. And so pretty much from, there's a corner right there, that kind of corner right there I haven't finished. That's one thing I was working on today I didn't finish. It's just all going in a brush pile. Some of it I'll burn next time, but I'm done working for today. But those fill pit, there's a fill pit there, a big one. That's going to get topped with some pine needles from this rock over here that I'm clearing. We just need to get a little bit off the backside to cover that stuff. But otherwise, it's pretty much cleared all the way down. This whole area marked out by the logs over here. Cleared it all out. Like I said, I'm running out of things to do. So that's the boulder I was clearing last weekend. I did a video on boulder clearing. That's what it looks like. Cleared, but not wet by rain yet. Hopefully this will take care of that problem. But I finished it up this weekend. Got it all whisk broomed off and whatnot. So it's ready for the rain to come and finish cleaning it off. But so that's what the campsite looks like now, with rocks cleared off and whatnot. When I do the recreation thing, I'm going to show you something else that you can do with rocks. Because as I've been clearing this stuff out, I've pretty much figured out a way that you could train for pretty much every sport that you wanted to, from javelin to discus to baseball to whatever, just by clearing stuff. So I'm going to go into that in one of these recreation programs to show you how it's not just clearing up for lighting or for better trails or for safety, so you're not falling in holes and bumping into things and all that other stuff. I can see where most sports actually were derived or could have been derived from, the basic hunter-gatherer lifestyle, where they were clearing out, areas to settle for a while, or once they started settling and whatnot. There was all kinds of things you could do while you were clearing stuff out, and I'll be talking about that in one of the recreation programs. So that's about the limit. The big log right there, those logs there, and there's a little trail I've put through here between the two areas. That's another big fill pit between these logs right here. There's actually one buried under there now. So that's all fill right there. That's all fill. This tree I cut down a while ago, the biggest one I cut down so far, and it was sticking up. One of the things I did this weekend was saw it over here, because now, see, I sawed it right here to where it broke. Whoa! I'm falling off. Crash. Hold on. Can't shoot and walk at the same time. Alright, here we go. Okay, so it looked ugly, and it was sticking out there, and I kind of dug a hole underneath where it was going to fall, because I kind of calculated where it was going to fall. Dug a hole a bit for it so it wouldn't stick out of the ground too much, and the little saplings kind of cover up the end, so it looks not too bad. And anyway, then I went through with between my feet and a hatchet, knocked off all the limbs. Some of them have been burned, some of them are laying on the ground, the smaller ones, which are not worth taking up to the fire. Some of them I've collected down here, as you can see. And anyway, in the process, this nice tree here has become basically an express lane down to this area, where there's a couple boulders that are kind of good for rappelling, incidentally. I did a rappelling thing last weekend too, over on a boulder behind that one over there. But anyway, so I'm gradually gathering up the big firewood that I want to burn, and anytime I walk, it's like one of those meditative walking things, purposeful stepping, where every step I take, there is something to break, something like that. Anyway, because you want to trample stuff down, you don't want stuff sticking up, blocking light, and so you just walk around and stomp, stomp, stomp. Ugh. Anyway, so let's see, back to the forking tree, man. There's that forking tree again. Okay, so here we are, back here. So back to the rocks again. They look good. They help delineate sometimes the area, sometimes the trail, whatever, however you're doing it, and just to get them out of the way, and in the process, make things look good. So, I think that's going to be about it for me for now. So, let me try something here real quick. Does that work? I kind of squat down. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. I don't know if I'm going to be shooting any more today because I don't want to get all involved in something and then the rain starts. So, but I want you to see how things are going, and this is pretty much it. And again, the rocks thing, just some useful advice, hopefully. So, again, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. Bye. Turn it off. Bye.